Ethiopia is a multi-ethnic and culturally diverse nation in the Horn of Africa. Peoples of the nation can be manifested in their unique languages, the way they dress, dance, and other traditional practices. The authentic cultures of the Ethiopian nations, nationalities, and peoples are some of the major instruments in which their unity and diversity could be expressed. The Nations, Nationalities and Peoples Day, that is annually marked in the country, is one of the most important forums in which Ethiopians know each other, promote their cultures, and exchange their experiences. The Ethiopian National Museum plays a great role in promoting the cultures of the Ethiopian nations, nationalities, and peoples. The museum displays long-aged cultural objects to local and foreign tourists.
The visit is good. We have seen several historical objects here. We have learned a lot about our culture and history. Cultural pieces were properly placed and preserved in the museum, so there is no chance of loss.
As an Ethiopian, I felt so happy because foreigners visit this museum, investing substantial amount of dollars. When it comes to me, I only get the card and visit the museum. I'm so pleased with this.
To have full understanding of Ethiopia and its culture being in Addis Ababa, the National Museum is a perfect and right place for travelers. Various cultural heritage inside the museum are a proof for this. There are 4 display rooms in the National Museum, of which one is dedicated for nations, nationalities, and peoples of Ethiopia. It displays cultural heritage, history, and identities of people of the nation, among others. Among the cultural heritage displayed in the National Museum, traditional production materials representing the western part of the country are few to mention.
Here, there are knives, axes, and other traditional production materials made up of wood and metal. This traditional object, for example, uses to make fire in the process of melting metals. Then, they make different materials in a variety of shape. And this one serves to collect various agricultural products during the harvest season and transport them to home. They're made up of animal skins in ancient time. This one also serves to make fire. That one serves as a storage for some items in Gambella. It is like fruit basket.
Ethiopian nations, nationalities, and peoples defended the sovereignty of their country for many centuries. The traditional weapons that were used by the Ethiopians at that time are present here in the museum.
The Ethiopian nations, nationalities, and peoples have their own unique traditional weapons, which they used to use during war based on where they live. Here, there are spears and other traditional weapons. They are different both in shape and size.
Milk storage decorated with beads and jewelries are also displayed in the room. They are called chocho in local languages and mainly used by the Oromo, Afar, and Ethiopian Somali peoples.
These are traditional containers mainly used to churn camel's milk by the Somali women. And these are used by the Oromo women. Most chochos are ornamented with different types of bead and animal skins. They are used for different purposes. The one on top is used to collect milk for children and feed them when they need it.
The Ethiopian nations, nationalities and peoples have their own unique jewelries which serve to beautify themselves. The jewelries vary in shape based on their living areas and lifestyles.
These hair beads are mostly used by the South Omo communities. This bead serves as bracelet and is common in Oromia. Going to the northern part of the country, these crosses are used as ornaments of the neck. There are close to 1,000 designs of neck crosses, mostly in Gojam, Gondar, Lalibela, and Aksum of the states of Amhara and Tigray.
Traditional clothes of the Ethiopian nations, nationalities and peoples, which are made up of cotton and leather, are also displayed in the museum.
Most of the traditional clothes made up of leather are common in Oromia and the southern states. Similar things are also available in northern part of the country as well. For instance, this object is used by hunters in the Tigray state.
በአብዛኛው ከፈትልና ከዚህ ከጥጥ የተሰሩ አልባሳትን እናያለን በዋነኛነት እንደምሳሌ ሶስቱን መጥቀስ ይቻላል
Moving to the north and northeastern part of the country, we see cotton-made traditional clothes. Of course, this one is traditional clothes used by the Oromos in Bale zone. It is decorated by astonishing embroidery and beads. It is used by married women. This one is common among Amhara women, especially in Gondar. And this one is traditional clothes representing the Afar community.
Preserving and displaying cultural heritage of the Ethiopian nations, nationalities and peoples in such a manner will definitely strengthen democratic unity and peaceful coexistence among people of the country.
Displaying such cultural heritage at one place shows the diverse culture of the country. It also shows unity in diversity. This unity is one of the ways in which Ethiopia can be expressed. So when tourists come here, they understand the beauty of Ethiopia and its diverse culture.
Museums have a big role and responsibility to preserve and pass down the cultures of nations, nationalities, and peoples to the next generations. Repairing and maintaining cultural heritage, which are in the hands of individuals, is the other mandate of the museums. In doing so, visitors, staffs, and local communities will benefit from the sector in one way or the other.
ሻደይ ከዋግ ኽምራ አሸንድዬ ላሊበላ ላይ ያለ ከአማራ ክልል
We have been working with state governments to develop, expand and promote Shade of Wagimra, Ashendi of Lalibela and Ashenda of Tigray. As a result, we are witnessing new unseen cultural values and expressions on the stage. We have been working on image building by facilitating media coverage for such cultural festivals.
The role of higher educational institutions is very high in enriching and developing the languages of nations, nationalities and peoples of Ethiopia.
We have conducted a number of researches on local language categorized under the 4 language families such as Semitic, Omotic, Cushitic and Nilo-Saharan. Most of these researches focus on grammar of the language.
There are also efforts to save some Ethiopian languages which are on the verge of extinction. The main responsibility of linguistics department at Addis Ababa University is training human power. It is a teaching department training human power in the area. The second objective of the department is conducting researches and studies. In this regard, we've conducted several researches, including student theses and that of the instructors over the last 35 years. It also organizes and participates on these kind of conferences. Providing community service is the other responsibility of the department.
One of our tasks is identifying endangered languages in terms of sketch grammar and linguistics and documenting them in IPA font. We undertake documentation work of at least 2 local languages per year. For instance, we've documented Kar and Mao languages in South Omo. Coming to Bonga area, we've documented Kar and Nao. Recently, we've worked on Zaise and Oida languages in Gamogofa zone.
PhD program ውስጥ documentary linguistics የሚባል ዘርፍ አለን.
We have a documentary linguistics department in our PhD program. What we do here is documenting the voice and the grammar of language using different technologies before they died out. In this regard, many researches were conducted at PhD level. For example, MA theses or dissertation were undertaken on endangered language such as Chabu, Mao, Sizo, Hozo, Majang and Amphilo by our department.
ሁሉም ኢትዮጵያውያን በጋራ ታሪኩን ባህሉን የመጠበቅና የነዚህ መገለጫ የሆኑ ቅርሶቻችንን ጠብቀለት
It is the responsibility of all citizens to protect, preserve and pass down the culture, history and languages of Ethiopian nations, nationalities and peoples to the next generations.